Today we'll be doing a tier ranking of every single NFL starting quarterback in the league. We have a couple different tiers. We have the S tier, which is going to be only the top 3 quarterbacks, the A tier, the B tier, the mid tier, the D tier, and then also the F tier. We're just going to hop straight in and go right down the line. So starting off here, we have Marcus Mariota. Now, I honestly am kind of a Marcus Mariota supporter. I definitely do like him a lot. When it comes to passing yards this year, though, he's not great. I mean, 779 passing yards so far. This is, by the way, at the time of this recording, this is actually, we're going into week 5. Today is Thursday Night Football, Broncos and the Colts. But he's got 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He has just not been great this season. He's going to go in the D tier. I don't think he's an F tier. He's borderline D tier, though. As in, he's possibly an F tier quarterback, but I don't feel like giving Marcus the F tier quite yet. Although, maybe I will move these around just a little bit later. But Kyler Murray here. I think Kyler Murray is probably, again, borderline A tier, but you could probably put him in the B tier. I think he's probably like the 8th best quarterback in the league right now, so he's definitely pretty solid, of course. When it comes to passing yards, he does not have 1,000 quite yet. He has 991 passing yards, 5 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. He has a couple rushing yards and all that different stuff. He's just always really been a pretty solid quarterback, so I think he's probably an A tier quarterback, but probably towards the end of A tier, if that kind of makes sense. Lamar Jackson is 100% an A tier quarterback. I'm actually going to put him in front of Kyler Murray for obvious reasons. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. Honestly, I think I'm going to move Kyler Murray down to B tier and just put him in the front of B tier, to be honest. And we'll kind of save Mike, maybe the mid tier, the D tier. I think we're also going to move Marcus already down to F tier. Let's just try to get this organized. So Lamar Jackson, he's the 5th best quarterback in the league right now, in my opinion. But obviously, when it comes to Josh Allen, he is by far in S tier. He's definitely an S tier quarterback. He's a top 3 for sure. I don't think there's any question about that. If I have to talk to one of you guys in the comments about him being a top 3 quarterback, then we're going to have issues. Baker Mayfield. I think we got to give him the F tier, man. We got to give Baker the F tier. I honestly am kind of a Baker supporter. I think he's definitely, I thought going into this year that he was actually going to be pretty solid with the Panthers, but he's just been horrible and just proved me wrong about thinking he was actually like a decent, competent quarterback. So I won't mind if he was in D tier, but I think he's probably still above Marcus Mariota, man. But man, just Baker has not been there. Justin Fields, obvious F tier. I mean, come on, man. Justin Fields, he's been horrible this year. And I understand, Bears fans, that he is not throwing the ball very much, but when he has thrown the ball, he still has not been very, very good. If we take a look, only 471 passing yards. Zach Wilson's right behind him, and Zach Wilson's only played like less than 2 games technically. And he's got 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and is only throwing a 50.8% completion percentage. Yes, I know the O-line has issues as well, and that impacts a lot of things, but just when he's been able to throw the ball, there's no reason for me to put him above F tier. Like, at all. I don't think there's a reason to put him above D tier. He's shown flashes and highlight plays, but so does every quarterback, so Justin Fields has to go into F tier for me. Joe Burrow, I'm also going to put in B tier, probably behind Kyler Murray. I think a lot of people do like to overhype Joe Burrow because of his Super Bowl run. I know that people like to call him Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, all that different stuff, but he's behind Kyler Murray in B tier. I still think he's a top 10 quarterback, but he is definitely right there in B. Deshaun Watson, we haven't seen him play since, what was it, 2019 now at this point? I think we saw him play in 2020, so does he deserve B tier? I don't know. I'm just going to put him in mid, and I'm just going to keep him in mid. We have to see how he ends up playing because he hasn't played in 2-3 years at this point. So Dak Prescott, I'm sure a lot of people want me to throw him into mid, but I'm throwing him probably into the very back of B tier. I will be ranking B tier, by the way, because I think there's going to be a lot of B tier guys on this list, which includes Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, I think, is also a pretty solid B tier guy. And I am going to throw him in front of Dak Prescott, though, I think. Although I think they're pretty damn close. I do not have these 2 guys as top 10 quarterbacks. I don't have them as top 10 quarterbacks. Actually, I don't think, see, it feels really weird to put Russell Wilson in mid tier if I wanted to move him down to mid tier. But I think Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson are very, very, very close to each other. I think they got to be like the 11th and 12th best quarterbacks in the league right now. I will say, Cooper Rush has been very, very good for the Cowboys, though. So, I don't know. Jared Goff, if we were going off of just this season, he is a freaking S tier quarterback. Jared Goff has surprised so many people for like literally no reason. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He's 3rd in passing yards right now. He is leading the league in passing touchdowns, which is absolutely wild. He's got 11 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. Jared Goff has been playing out of his mind. 60.9 completion percentage. I don't know what's going on with him. Amon-Ra has definitely been helping him out, but they don't have like any crazy weapons or anything like that. So Jared Goff has been playing out of his mind. I'm definitely not putting him in S tier, though. I am going to put him, I think he's still a mid-tier quarterback. You can't call him a top 14 quarterback. He's probably like the 15th best quarterback in the league or something like right around there. I want to see more consistency from Jared Goff first, but I mean, he's been playing out of his mind this year. So we are going to put Jared Goff in mid-tier. I'm going to put him behind Deshaun Watson still. Aaron Rodgers is also an obvious S-tier quarterback. He's the back-to-back MVP. I don't know why people would say he's not an S-tier quarterback or a top 3 quarterback. If you don't have him in your top 2, you're having issues. So I think it's obviously Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers, top 2 quarterbacks in the entire league. And we'll just put the third best one here, Patrick Mahomes. I honestly don't mind if you put Patrick Mahomes in your number 1, number 2 spot either, really. I think just these 3, they're top 3 quarterbacks. People debate who's the best quarterback right now, who's 2, who's 3, all that different stuff. Personally, I think it's still Aaron Rodgers, man. Even without weapons or anything, he still balls out. He doesn't have the passing yards at all and everything like that, man. But he's always scoring touchdowns. He's always making plays. You know, you just got to give it to Aaron Rodgers. So, and you got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes with plenty of weapons. If you want to have that weapons debate, but I kind of hate that debate, to be honest. But these are just your top 3 quarterbacks. It does not matter which order you guys put them in. They are your top 3. Davis Mills is going to be our first D-tier quarterback, I think. I think a lot of people overhype him. It would maybe even put him in the mid-tier. But Davis Mills, I don't know, man. 908 passing yards this season, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's just been all over the place. I'm not a big fan of Davis Mills, to be honest. He's going in D-tier. Pretty solid exclamation right there, I think. And another D-tier quarterback, I'm going with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has not been good really at all this season. So where is he on this list? I mean, he's doing good passing yards wise, but 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's got yards, but he does not have, you know, too many touchdowns to interceptions. So there's a lot of these quarterbacks, though, that are like super high in passing yards, but doesn't show on the stat sheet, like Derek Carr or Geno Smith. You know, actually, Geno's been kind of solid this year. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but you guys know what I'm saying. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of passing yards, but that does not mean they're good quarterbacks. So, like, you have Jared Goff, number 3 here. Jameis Winston led the NFL in passing yards not too long ago. But Matt Ryan, there, got to be D tier for me. Trevor Lawrence, I think I'm going to put him at the back of mid-tier. I think he's definitely an up-and-comer as, you know, a sophomore player here. So, I'm liking Trevor Lawrence. Is he a sophomore or is it in his 3rd year? Okay, yeah, I was right. Okay, so it is his sophomore year. I'm putting him at the back of mid-tier. He's actually been pretty solid this year. Honestly, 946 passing yards, 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. So he's been playing very, very solid, I will say. I'm liking a lot of Trevor Lawrence so far this season. So I am going to put him at the back of mid-tier. If it was going off of just last season, he probably was a D-tier quarterback. But he's actually had some very, very solid games. And Christian Kirk is not a guy to sleep on, man, down in Jacksonville. So Justin Herbert, got to be an A tier for me for sure. I think he's the 6th best quarterback in the league right now. There's one other guy, I think you guys could probably guess who it is, that belongs in A tier. And I think that's just going to round out my top 6, really, is going to be the S tier guys and the A tier guys. So that's how the tier list is looking right now. I think he's just obviously an A tier. When it comes to B tier, I think I'm going to put Matthew Stafford. Do I want to put him in front of Joe Burrow or not? I don't know. How really has Matthew Stafford been this season if we take more of a look into it? 1,000 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I didn't realize he was being that bad. He's throwing 6 picks this year. That's kind of crazy to me. I don't feel like he's throwing 6 interceptions. That's wild. I did not believe that he was throwing 6 interceptions so far this season. So he's definitely going behind Joe Burrow right now. I think he's still a top 10 quarterback. He's got the weapons and he's played very, very good with those weapons. So I'm giving him a B tier in front of Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott, but definitely behind Joe Burrow at the moment. When it comes to Derek Carr, I think we're going to give him D tier. Maybe, no, we got to give him mid. We got to give him mid, I think. Do I want to put him in front of Trevor Lawrence? I don't know that I do. We're just going to keep him there and call it good. I don't really know where to put Derek Carr. He's kind of a weird one. Same with Tua. These guys are in weird spots, man. Tua, he's been honestly very, very good. 1,000 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been balling out with Tyreek Hill, man. And he is so underrated as well, just with how many people hate him. I don't know, man. I think I'm just going to put him in mid-tier and put him above Jared Goff, I think. I really do love Tua. I think he's definitely got, you know, that's tough. Both of these guys have really broken out this year. Somehow Jared Goff is a kind of a breakout guy, but Tua, I think I'm going to put him just above Jared Goff in the mid-tier section. Kirk Cousins, we got to put him above Tua in the mid-tier, I think. I'm not going to put him above Deshaun Watson because we still don't really know what we've seen from Deshaun Watson since it's been a long time, but Kirk Cousins, he's like literally the definition of mid, so we're putting him in mid-tier. Mac Jones, he's been awful this season. He was fine last season. He's been awful this season. I am sticking him in D tier. By the way, I should probably have Matt Ryan above Davis Mills, by the way. Matt Jones, though, or Davis Mills, I don't know. I'm going to put Mac Jones ahead of him, I guess, in D tier. That's kind of a tough one as well. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's a very, very weird one. Does he have a lot of passing yards again this year? 858. He's missed some games. 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I think that's got to be D tier. That's got to be a D tier for Jameis Winston. I'm sticking him down there and calling it good. Daniel Jones, I think, has been actually kind of solid this year. He's 3-1 at the moment, again, of this recording. He's been pretty solid. Where is he, though, when it comes to, like, his actual throwing stats? I mean, honestly, friggin' Saquon has been carrying them. See on the second page, he is. Only 631 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He has been not very, very good this season. He is going in D tier. I am going to put him above Mac Jones, though. So I'm going to put him right there in my D tier. Zach Wilson. We haven't seen too much from him. He came back last week. So in week 4, he made his comeback. He was very, very good. They got the win. So Zach Wilson, man, weird spot. I'm going to put him right here. I'm going to put him under Mac Jones. Maybe that's a bad take. I don't watch too many Jets games. I know it sounds crazy to say, but he's also only has 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions this year. I'm giving him D tier behind Mac Jones. Jalen Hurts, going off of this season, he is an A tier quarterback, but I cannot give him that spot. I think right now he's probably the 10th best quarterback in the league, if I'm being honest. I think Jalen Hurts is probably the 10th best quarterback in the league right now based on how he's been playing. He's been playing out of his mind. I've been loving some Jalen Hurts, man. He is 5th in the league in passing yards right now. He's got 4 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. That's just passing. He has those rushing yards and rushing touchdowns as well. So Jalen Hurts, definitely one of those top dual threat quarterbacks behind Lamar Jackson. I think he's the 10th best quarterback in the league right now, although that could 100% change in the future, and this could look really, really bad if I put him above Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott. So normally, if it was going into this season, he'd probably be a D tier quarterback, or maybe an end mid-tier quarterback, but just this season, man, he's been balling. Trubisky. Unfortunately, we have to give him F tier. I love Jim Trubisky, but as a kind of a joke, but I don't know. I'm going to put him just behind Baker Mayfield right there in F tier. You also have Kenny Pickett here. We have not seen too much from Kenny Pickett. I'm just going to stick him right by Mr. Trubisky. We have not seen too much of him. So we also have Trey Lance right here. Trey Lance, he was pretty horrible if I'm not wrong, right? He was not great, I don't think. The couple games that he played. I did watch some of the 49er games, but he just wasn't anything too crazy, I don't think. Yeah, 194 passing yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. So he does have that rushing ability, though. He's definitely got to be stuck in D tier. I understand he's injured and all that different stuff, but I'm just going to stick him in D tier, I think. I'd still take him over Baker Mayfield, to be honest. So I'm putting Trey Lance in the back of D tier. And now we have 3 quarterbacks left. I got to give Tom Brady F tier. He got a divorce with Giselle. Obviously, I'm just kidding. He's going in A tier. He's going to be ahead of Lamar Jackson. I think he's probably the 4th best quarterback. Although I don't think he's been anything crazy this year, if I'm not wrong. I think he's been kind of down this year. I understand he had that one game against Green Bay without all his receivers and everything. I really don't care about that. Aaron Rodgers didn't have any weapons either. He was able to get the win, but 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's had a pretty solid year, actually. 1,000 yards. I don't know. He's been pretty good, I think. He doesn't have very much rushing ability, but I don't know. I like Tom Brady, probably my number 4 spot. I think that's probably my top 5 quarterbacks. Rodgers, Allen, Mahomes, Brady, and then Lamar Jackson. And then Justin Herbert at my 6th spot. Kyler Murray, 7. Joe Burrow, 8 is a little bit interesting. Matthew Stafford, 9, and then Hurts at 10. It's probably my top 10 quarterbacks at 11 and 12. I think this is definitely a solid S, A, and B tier right here. Again, give me your top quarterbacks down in the comments below. Let me know what I got wrong. I'm sure I'll have people pissed at me down in the comments. Ryan Tannehill. I've always liked Ryan Tannehill in the past. Where's Tannehill on this list here? Okay, he's right at the bottom. 784 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He hasn't been absolutely horrible, but he just has not been great. I think we've got to give him D tier above Daniel Jones right there, but behind Matt Ryan still, I think. I think that's what we got to give him. Carson Wentz, man. Carson. 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Carson Wentz is such a wild card. He's so weird, man. He's got to be D tier. Over Zach Wilson. If I was starting a brand new franchise, I'd take Zach Wilson, but just based off of right now, does he go in between Daniel Jones and Mac Jones? That might be it. That might be it right there. I think this is going to be the final list right here. So this is the final list. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm definitely liking how this list turned out, I think. I love my top 10 quarterbacks along with 11 and 12. I think there's definitely a drop off when it comes to like Dak Prescott to Kirk Cousins. Deshaun Watson just has to sit mid-tier for now. But I don't know. I'm kind of liking how this list is going. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, down in the comments below. I think this is a very, very solid tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel right here. And also check out this video up here that YouTube has recommended for you.